Hello respected doctor, I'm GUNUKULA SNITHU Reddy studying MT second year section A. Today I'm going to discuss about what is blood pressure, how is it measured, what is sphygmomanometer, parts of sphygmomanometer, procedure for measuring blood pressure and findings. What is blood pressure? The heart supplies the organs and tissues of the body with blood. With every beat, it pumps blood into the large blood vessels of the circulatory system. As blood moves around the body, it puts pressure on walls of the vessels. Blood pressure readings are made of two values, systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure. Systolic blood pressure. Systolic blood pressure is the top number. Measure the force your heart exerts on walls of your arteries each time it beats. It is the pressure when the heart beats while the heart muscle is contracting, squeezing and pumping oxygen-rich blood into the blood vessel. Diastolic blood pressure. Diastolic blood pressure, the bottom number, measures the force your heart exerts on walls of your arteries in between beats. It is the pressure on the blood vessels when the heart muscle relaxes. The diastolic pressure is always lower than the systolic pressure. How is it measured? The blood pressure is measured using a device called sphygmomanometer. It is measured in units of mmHg. The readings are always given in pace with the upper systolic value first, followed by the lower diastolic value. The normal blood pressure in the humans is 120/80 mmHg. What is sphygmomanometer? A sphygmomanometer is a device measuring blood pressure. It is composed of an inflatable rubber cuff which is wrapped around the arm. A measuring device indicates the cuff's pressure, a bulb inflates the cuff and the valve releases the pressure. A stethoscope is used to listen arterial blood flow sounds. Parts of sphygmomanometer. It consists of a bulb, a manometer, a cuff, a bladder and a valve. The following is the procedure of how to measure blood pressure in a patient. During blood pressure measurement, the following precautions are required. The subject should be given at least few minutes rest. No tight clothing is advisable. The arm of the subject should be completely exposed and kept at heart level. Keep the cuff at the heart level of the subject. Now, palpate the brachial artery. The inflatable bag should be placed right above the level of the brachial artery. Make sure the cuff is not too tight or too loose. The initial level on the manometer should be at 0. Procedure. Apply the cuff as we described. Make sure the lower edge of the cuff is 2 cm above the level of elbow. Starting with the palpatory method, palpate the radial pulse. Inflate the bag gradually till the radial pulse at the wrist disappears. Then start deflating the cuff very slowly and note the level at which fast pulsation appears over the radial artery. This is called the systolic pressure. My mother's systolic pressure is 100 mmHg. So, by palpatory method, we can get the rough idea of systolic blood pressure. Apply the stethoscope lightly over the brachial artery located by palpation. Inflate the cuff to few mmHg above the pressure absorbed by palpatory method. Then deflate it slowly and notice the appearance of series of sounds known as Korotkov sounds. The pressure at which sound appears is the point of systolic pressure. For my mother, it is 100 mmHg. And the pressure at which sound muffles or disappears is diastolic pressure. For my mother, it is 70 mmHg. Korotkov sounds. Korotkov sounds are the sounds that medical personnel listen for when they are taking blood pressure using a non-invasive procedure. Korotkov sounds are generated when a blood pressure cuff changes the flow of blood through the artery. These sounds are heard through either a stethoscope or a Doppler that is placed distal to the blood pressure cuff. There are 5 distinct phases of Korotkov sounds. Findings. The patient's systolic pressure is 100 over the diastolic pressure 70. The patient's blood pressure is 100 by 70 mmHg. I recorded the same value in both palpatory method and auscultatory method.